There is an ancient Far Eastern proverb that offers a stark piece of advice for dealing with an unstoppable force. If you find yourself riding a tiger, do not try to fight it. Simply hold on. If you fall off, the tiger will eat you. The Italian philosopher Julius Evola adopted this maxim to answer a terrifying question. What if human history is not a story of upward progress? What do you do if society is actually rotting from the inside out? This diagram maps out Evola's concept of involution. According to his traditionalist doctrine, humanity did not slowly crawl out of the mud to reach enlightenment. Instead, we began in a state of spiritual perfection, a society of demigods, and have been steadily falling ever since, sliding down into a purely material existence. For Evola, the bottom of this decline is the modern bourgeoisie. He viewed middle-class culture as an empty shell, a society obsessed with physical comfort, economic gain, and equality, stripped of anything sacred or transcendent. Because this obsession with materialism has infected every modern institution, Evola argued that conventional political resistance is ineffective. The current of nihilism is too strong. Trying to fight it directly is like trying to punch a tidal wave. Evola's philosophy functions as a radical survival manual for outlasting a spiritual apocalypse by anchoring the self outside of time. Evola called this eternal reality tradition with a capital T. This has nothing to do with local customs or folklore. It is an unyielding metaphysical law, a direct umbilical cord connecting divine order to human life. To connect with this tradition, an individual has to strip away their modern identity. Evola despised the modern concept of individualism, believing true purpose only comes from dissolving the personal ego to embody rigid, timeless archetypes. For the absolute man, Evola outlined two supreme paths. One is the ascetic, who achieves spiritual detachment through contemplation. The other is the warrior, who achieves actualization through pure, disciplined action. This system relies on a rigid metaphysical polarity. Evola viewed the feminine as a centrifugal force, a tendency towards chaos that only gains form when aligned with masculine stability. Thus, the absolute woman finds her fulfillment through total devotion to another, mirroring the warrior's sacrifice through the roles of mother or lover. By molding themselves into these uncompromising forms, individuals step outside the chaos of their era. They become living pillars of a divine order that the modern world has forgotten. This worldview relies heavily on the ancient maxim, vita est militia super terram, life is a soldier's service upon this earth. Physical war serves as an outward echo of a cosmic struggle. Every clash on a muddy battlefield reflects the metaphysical war between solar order and the dark forces of chaos. This diagram illustrates Evola's core defensive strategy, known as apolitia. It requires an individual to maintain inner detachment from modern values and politics, even while physically participating in them. Apolitia allows a person to walk through the ruins of modern society without being stained by it. A traditionalist can endure extreme hardships, even the horrors of total war, because their soul remains insulated from the era they live in. Which brings us back to the tiger. The traditionalist does not hold on to the beast to steer it toward a political future. They hold on to remain upright until the modern world exhausts itself and collapses. Yet, Evola demands the legionary spirit. This requires discipline, unwavering loyalty, and violent commitment to traditional principles. The traditionalist must commit with unyielding intensity, even when the physical battle is already lost. The physical outcome is secondary to the internal transformation. Fighting without the hope of victory turns the struggle into a sacred ritual, one that purifies the soul and forges what Evola called the absolute person. Because of this fiercely anti-egalitarian worldview, Evola remains a polarizing figure. His philosophies intersected with the totalitarian and fascist movements of the 20th century, cementing his legacy and controversy. But his ultimate challenge to the modern mind lingers. Evola suggests that true freedom comes from achieving an internal mastery so thorough that the world can no longer change you.